Hello there, Lunar Squadron, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another Star Wars Jedi Survivor video. Today, we are going to be talking all about customization in this game. If you are looking forward to all of the different combinations and permutations of lightsabers, BD, outfits, this is the video for you. We're going to talk about all of the different items in this game that you can collect as you are traversing the many different worlds in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. After counting, there are about 214 plus way more if you count all of the different colors. We're going to go over them in this video, but first, some ground rules from Nick.
Yeah, first off, we would just like to thank Respawn Entertainment, EA, Star Wars, and Lucasfilm Games for providing us this footage to provide to all of you. We got this at the Jedi Survivor Preview Event last week in Los Angeles, so we just want to go ahead and thank them for the opportunity to allow us to share all of this exciting new customization details with all of you. We're really excited to break this down because I think a lot of people are incredibly interested in learning all about the customization system in Jedi Survivor, and we got all the details for you guys. But first, if you're new to the channel, we would love to have you as always, and the way to do that is just go down below this video, hit that little subscribe button, the bell notification right on next to it. It will notify you every single time Andreas and I upload the latest and greatest Star Wars and Jedi Survivor content. We have so much Jedi Survivor content coming over the next couple weeks as we are in, finally, the month that Jedi Survivor releases. So the game is coming very fast, and we have a ton of exciting content and coverage for this game on the channel. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and let's talk about all of the exciting confirmed customization items in Jedi Survivor.
Alright guys, I want to go straight into it and look at all of the different customization options. Nick, what are we looking at, and where can we actually select the different customization options in this game?
Well, we are going to start off by looking at the different customization options we have for Cal Kestis as a character, his appearance in this game, and you will be able to change his appearance in the pause menu for Jedi Survivor. So when it comes to customization, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. You will be able to change Cal's appearance in the pause menu for the game, and then at the workbenches, various workbenches around the world and on the Stinger Mantis in Jedi Survivors, where you will be able to change both BD's appearance and your lightsaber and subsequent blaster later on. But in today's video, the footage that we have, we're going to be going over Cal, BD, and the lightsaber customization. So let's go ahead and kick it off with Cal's appearance. We see right away there on the left, we will be able to change his hair. We will be able to change his facial hair. We will be able to change his jacket, his shirt, and his pants. We kind of knew some of those things, but we get a great look at what we will be able to do just fully. So let's start off with, we will be able to change the jacket. So the first one we're looking at here is the Survivor jacket, and it provides a little description of what each customization option, like the history of each item. And we also see, Andreas, not only will you be able to change the various jackets and looks, you'll be able to change something even more about those looks.
Yeah, you will. So if you look at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you will see about 6 different colors for each different jacket, and we are not going to be able to look at every single one of the 22 different jackets in this game today, so we don't know whether or not every single one of them will have 6 different colors. However, as far as we've seen, it looks like there are going to be 6 color options per jacket, and like I said, there are going to be 22 different jackets here. You can see that from the right hand side of the screen. The one that we're looking at here is the standard Survivor jacket. This is Cal's signature jacket, and it gives us a little description here. It says sturdy, pragmatic, and enduring. This sleeveless jacket became Cal's first favorite. And we also get to go ahead and take a look at some of the other jackets here. Up next, the tactical jacket. This is jacket number 3 of 22, and it says that there are layers of padding providing protection while also finding space for a touch of style. Nick, I noticed when I looked over at you playing the game that you were using this appearance, right?
It has a cape. Of course I was using this appearance. It has a freaking cape. Yes, I was using this one. I put this one immediately when I unlocked this one.
Yeah, I thought the cape was very interesting. From the backside, it looked kind of like a poncho to me, so I didn't really keep it on. I wanted something a little more free flowing for Cal.
No, it's a cape.
Yeah, I know. It's a cape. Nick loves cape. All right, so we're going to continue scrolling along here. This is the bomber appearance. Nick, I like this one. Thoughts?
Yeah, I like this one as well. And we actually have seen this one, how to unlock this one, from the early gameplay footage and trailers that we've gotten. We see that you will unlock this in one of the caves on Koboh. We actually saw this as a part of IGN's coverage a couple weeks ago. So here we see the bomber jacket. And you can see there on the bottom right, it says that it's locked and you can't change the color of it. We don't know if you have to unlock color schemes for these appearances or if that just means this is the color of this jacket. It's locked into this color, and not all jackets, not all different customization items will be able to change their colors. We just know that some of them will. And then we just see a couple more jackets. Like Andrea said, we won't be able to see all 22 of them. We do know that there are at least 22 jacket items in this game, but we get to see a few of them before the gameplay footage continues. We didn't have control over this footage. This was just the footage provided to us by Respawn, so we're kind of working with what we have here. So let's go ahead and just keep on going and see what else we get.
And I'm also, before I go ahead and keep scrolling here, I'm sure this is going to be a question that we're going to get in the comments, Nick, whether or not this count is inclusive or exclusive of DLC appearances. And to that, I have no idea.
Yeah, we honestly aren't sure at the moment if that is the total number of jackets or if that is just how many jackets this person currently has unlocked in this build. We really are not entirely sure. It's something we're very much wondering about, and even if not, 22 jackets, that's a lot of different jackets because of we can change shirt, we can change pants, hair. Like, there are going to be hundreds of combinations for you to just totally make Cal look however you want him to look.
That said, we're going to keep going along here. On to the next section. We see that there will be different facial hair options in this game, which, as someone with a beard, this is very nice because when I was playing Hogwarts Legacy a couple months ago, I was just telling Nick that there's no way to put a beard on your Hogwarts student, which makes sense because they're kind of young, but it's nice to see beards included here.
Yeah, beard representation. That's very nice for you. And you see there on the bottom right, you'll be able to toggle between stubble and clean. Here we're starting off with shaven, a timeless look. And then we'll have short beard, full beard, and then we'll even have some interesting ones, I guess we'll say, as you get a goatee. And I'm not quite sure how I feel about the goatee, but if you like goatees, there's one for you. And we now see confirmation that there will be at least 13 different facial hair beard options for Cal in this game. So if you wanted to change his facial hair, you're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, and it looks like you're going to have two different options whenever there is some of Cal's facial skin exposed. You can either have that area of his face be covered with stubble, which is what we see here. Cal has the goatee and then he's got stubble elsewhere. Or you can do the clean-shaven look. My favorite facial hair appearance is actually all in the card all the way in the back right-hand side. It looks almost like a Three Musketeers mustache. They don't actually show us that one based on the footage that they gave us, but I definitely looks very interesting for a Jedi. I've never seen that before.
I mean, you do have to get creative when you're dealing with 13 different styles of facial hair. That's a lot of different styles of facial hair when you consider it's just beards, right? And mustaches. So that's pretty creative. So as we progress through here, we also then get to shift focus from the facial hair to the different hairstyles. And there are, just like the facial hair, there's a lot of different interesting hairstyles. So it starts off with that standard Survivor hairstyle, very similar to the hairstyle that Andreas has. Then we have a mullet. You want to put a mullet on Cal?
I don't know about this one.
Mullet with goatee. This is kind of a weird look. I'm not vibing with it, but maybe you're out there vibing with it.
Business in the front, party in the back. That's Cal Kestis, everybody. That's one of the 14 different hair options in this game, and I don't think anybody's going to be messing around with mullet Cal.
No, they most definitely will not. We'll actually see that as we have some gameplay footage featuring the mullet and goatee here coming up in just a few minutes. But we also get to see that he has a hair bun. And if you look to the one next to this one, the one to the right, we kind of got a better look a few seconds ago. But that to me looks like the hair appearance from Fallen Order, the kind of hairstyle he had in Fallen Order. It was more of that lengthy like swooping hairstyle that he had in Fallen Order. So that will also be an option if you want. We've seen from some of the customization items over, some of the footage we've seen that they're intent on bringing back some of the Fallen Order appearances in this game, and we kind of see evidence of that throughout the footage. So pretty cool. If you were into the Fallen Order appearances, you can also make Cal look more like the Fallen Order version of him than the Jedi Survivor one.
Let's make our way down to the shirts now. So we'll let the footage pander on down. He's going to go ahead and select the mullet first. And here we see about 3 of the 12 different shirts. He currently has the Survivor shirt equipped. This is Cal's go-to undershirt. Uncomplicated and effective. Effective at what? I have no idea. I guess it's effective at covering Cal and keeping him warm. It looks like there are also 6 different color options here. Very cool stuff.
Yeah, I really like, what excites me about this is we were already really excited about the ability to change, the jacket and the shirt and the pants and all of those different combinations. But now we'll also be able to go even a step further here and change the colors of some of these shirts and some of these jackets. And we'll have 6 different options. And some of these color schemes have their schemes. They're not just colors. You have different color trim included with the color scheme. So it's like just a lot more customization than we were even expecting. It feels like every time we get to sit down and talk about customization in this game, it always has gone a step further than what we were expecting.
You can see here, this is the second shirt. It is a tactical shirt. So you can see the description says that there is a forearm bracer as well as an additional undervest. Eke out every last opportunity for defense. And again, guys, these are just cosmetic options. I don't believe that there's going to be any stat implications of wearing these different shirts here, even though these descriptions kind of suggest that there is. But I really don't think that it makes any difference as far as the gameplay is concerned. And then I believe we're going to go ahead and go down to the pants, which I think is inclusive of the belt as well as the shoes. So I think it's like that's all included in the pant option. This is the standard Survivor pant, and you're going to see another 2 pants in the background. However, I don't think this gameplay scrolls over to those. I do think, however, that they will go ahead and change the color of the pants over to an olive green here, which they do, and it looks like there are about 6 color options for the pants as well. All of this just suggesting that no 2 Cals are going to look alike in this game.
Yeah, you're completely right. You really are going to be able to make Cal your own in this game, and if you want to rock a mullet and a goatee with some leather gloves, that is your forte. You do whatever you want to do with your Cal. That is totally your decision, and we will not judge you. We might judge you a little bit, but not too terribly hard.
I do wonder who gave Cal the mullet and the goatee. I'm wondering who made that decision and decided to give that to us to show all of you. But this is mullet Cal. So
this is Trucker Cal.
Yep, this is Trucker Cal. He's got many different stops along the way with BD. They're just trucking along. And speaking of which, we are going to be trucking along over to the lightsaber here, and this is what I was really excited about. I'm just going to go ahead and start us off by saying that there are about 19 different lightsabers in this game, and you can mix and match different parts of each of those lightsabers to make your own lightsaber that is very unique. As you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 components to the lightsaber. We're going to start off with the different emitters, beginning with the standard Jaro Tapal emitter.
Yes, the standard Fallen Order emitter from Cal's former master slain during Order 66. Just pretty stock standard. Honestly, for the most part, this is rather similar to what the lightsaber customization kind of looked like in Fallen Order. It's a very similar look, very similar kind of way of doing it. You'll see that you'll be able to change the blade, the different components, the materials. One thing that we were tipped off on during the event was that you will be able to use the right stick to kind of rotate the saber to look at it, and the triggers to zoom in and out to just kind of get a very, a much better look and overall feel of what your saber is going to look like with the different components. So as we scroll through here, you see you'll be able to change the emitter, from Jaro to Paul to Patience. I really like this next one, the Hunter one. I thought this one was my favorite one from the ones we've seen so far of the 19 we've seen. and then it will move on to the switch, starting off with Jaro Tapal, switching then next to the grip, and you can change it to the various different grips, and then it will switch over to, you can change the pommel, and so on. You'll then be able to change the grip of the Shoto Saber, or the second portion of the saber, and then that switch and that emitter. One thing that was interesting to me, Andreas, here is when it comes with the Shoto Saber, or the shorter second saber of the double blade or of the dual wield sabers, is even though you're using the same components for the grip and the switch, it's a little different. They look a little different even though they're coming from the same saber components.
And I think we also, on top of all of these different components, get a look at the different blade colors here in this game. Looks like there are going to be about 9 different blade colors here, and you can see that they do go ahead and show all of those colors off for us, which is very cool. Nick, which color are you going to be using?
I'm not too sure at the moment. I'm really excited to try off different combinations. What we don't have confirmation of here, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the case, at least I didn't experience it in our playthrough, is I know a lot of people had questions about whether or not you can make one blade one color and the other blade a different color. That doesn't appear to be the case. At least it wasn't for us early game. It wasn't an option for us, so I have no idea if that's going to be an option later in the game. But just looking at the overall UI from this footage that we were provided, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to change the different colors for each blade, but we do see that there are different colors, blue, green, purple, yellow, cayenne, magenta, all of that, indigo, orange, white, pretty standard colors, pretty exciting colors, pretty much all of the Jedi colors you would possibly want. For me personally, I never was a huge fan of white, but I must say the white blade with that emitter does look really good. Like, it's a good combination. So if you want to rock some of those, Ahsoka sabers with the dual wield stance, kind of get your Ahsoka on, you're going to be able to do that.
And one of the things that they actually haven't shared with us, but I know exists, is if you hit RB twice here and you get over to the materials tab. And unfortunately, we don't have the materials tab to show for you guys, but I was able to go to the materials tab when I was playing through the game, and I did mess around with a few of the materials. Of course, I was very early on in playing the game. We only got 3 hours, so I wasn't able to collect many different materials, but it did look like you were able to change the material of every single part of the lightsaber, much like you were able to do so in Fallen Order, so I wouldn't expect that feature to go anywhere. And once you're done tinkering around with all these different combinations here between the blade color, different components, and materials for each of those components, you're able to press the Y button to test out what your saber looks like and preview it. And I think that's what they go ahead and do here. Once they finalize the saber, you can see they're at the workbench, and he's using that saber there now. So this also gives you a good look at the workbench in general. So if you go ahead and scroll back just a little bit, you can see that the workbench has multiple different options. Lightsaber all the way on the left, BD1 in the center, and we're going to look at the BD1 options in just a second. And then on the right, we have different stances on the workbench. I actually did not look at the stances tab on the workbench. Nick, I'm not sure if you have any idea what that does.
I didn't get to spend too much time in there. I do wonder if that's where we'll be able to toggle the different stances that we'll be able to have with the left D-pad and right D-pad on the controller. We were pretty early on in our gameplay, so we didn't have all of the various different stances unlocked. We just had double-bladed and dual-wield, and I was having so much fun with those that I never just went to look to change them, because those were, we had the brand new stance plus the brand new animation set with the double-bladed saber. So those were the two I was really interested in trying out. So never really looked into switching that to the single-bladed stance. So if I had to guess, it would have to be with where you can, equip the different stances and kind of where you can set up, where you can toggle between them. And then now, as we continue, let's go ahead and get into the BD1 customization, because I think this is really cool. I really like the animations for how this works. As you can see, you're able to change his photoreceptors. He has about 11 different photoreceptors, and when you toggle between them, if Andres, if you want to play it, it kind of like forces it in. I don't know. It's a really cool animation. See, it kind of like knocks his head back and like puts the new one on, and then you'll be able to change his head, and he does the same thing, and you just get a really good look, a really good tease on what your BD1 is going to look like as you change through these. You'll see he has 11 different head components, and then as you keep going, you'll be able to change his audio sensors or audio receptors. I keep referring to it as audio receptors, General Grievous, but I just really like the animations of how you're able to change BD and just kind of get a preview of what he looks like. I thought whoever on the animation team did this one did a really good job. I thought this was really cool.
Yeah, just from a menu design standpoint, it is just very seamless and very satisfying to go through all of these different options. And then it is also important to note that it looks like there are 2 other categories of parts for BD1. Looks like the chest and then legs. Of course, the gameplay that we have here does not go through those options, but it looks like they are there as well. And given that the photoreceptor, head, and audio sensors are all 11, I would say it's safe to assume that there are 11 torsos and 11 legs, as if there are 11 different BD1s that you can mix and match between each other to get your own unique BD1. And just like the lightsabers, it also looks like there are materials for BD1. I'm not sure if once you collect a material that you have that material unlocked for both the lightsaber and BD1, or if they are separate. I honestly, this again is just such a deep rabbit hole to go down in this game. There's so many different customization options that it was, honestly, for as thorough and as Nick and I ordinarily are, it was hard to master everything in 3 hours with this game, between all the combat, getting through the story, and then also getting a grip on all the customization. And then you've got we haven't even mentioned the skill tree yet. There's just so much to sink your teeth into. And again, this is all going to really increase the playtime for this game and add that great bit of replayability that we really wanted out of Fallen Order's sequel, which it looks like we are finally getting with this game. Now, that said, Nick, one thing that I really want to talk about here is how are we going to be unlocking all of these different things? Talking about replayability, we were able to see a few of those in trailers, like those cases, or I don't know, crates. We saw as BD1 went up to a few of those crates, unlocked them with the bomber jacket. What are some other ways that we're going to be getting these different parts, components, and items for customization in this game?
Yeah, we know now from this footage and from our 3-hour experience that you will be able to go to Domadendra's antiquity store, and you will be able to use priorite shards that you will earn through your journey of Jedi Survivor to purchase different appearances. You'll be able to purchase at least different hair appearances for Cal. We know from our time progressing through the story that there will be sequences in the game where you will be able to, get new outfits or new customization items that you will just unlock as you progress through the story. And like you said, you'll also be able to do it with just finding chests and crates throughout the world and be able to get them. And then, Andreas, I know you noticed a few other ways, or at least one other way that you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, I did notice that certain legendary creatures, I think the Rancor is one of the legendary creatures, but there are certain other legendary creatures which, if you are able to defeat them, there may be some sort of customization items. I'm going to leave it at that. But there are many different ways in this game that you can challenge yourself to unlock these different customization options. So if you are looking for longevity in this game, replayability in this game, and if you're also factoring in the DLC that's adding even more customization options on top of what we already have at launch, there is just so much going on here. And we haven't even looked at the blasters yet, Nick, because I know when we were playing through the game, we hadn't had the blaster unlocked yet, but there are going to be different blasters in this game as well, right?
Yeah, there sure are, and I'm happy you brought up the blasters, because we didn't really talk about that in our first impressions video, but we did get a look at this combat showcase at the end of the footage, and we finally got to see what the blaster combat will look like. And guys, this is incredibly exciting. This is going to be a very fun stance to use. Just the abilities of it and the different things you can do with it and the way the interface looked. It looks like a lot of fun to use. We're very excited to see how that will play out in Jedi Survivor, just as another way to kind of, take on enemies, and another way to have your tactics of combat and all of that different things and how you're going to handle combat. So we're really excited to get our hands on more of the blaster combat stance. We're really excited for you guys all to experience it whenever Respawn either chooses to show it off, or they wait until April 28th and wait for all of you to see it on your own. So anyway, guys, that is all of the customization items that we now have confirmed for Jedi Survivor, thanks to this early access footage provided by both Respawn and EA Star Wars. So thanks to them again for providing us this footage to share with all of you, because we know that a lot of you have really wanted to know more about customization and how it's going to work in this game and what some of those items are. And hopefully we went ahead and answered some of these questions for you and just provided you more insight as to how it was going to work, and hopefully either quelled some of your fears or again answered some of those questions. So guys, let us know down below in the comments what you're most excited for when it comes to customization, what feature you're most excited for, what feature you hope is somehow in the game, or you're sad is perhaps not in the game. We would love to know all of your thoughts down below. Definitely let us know. Anyway, that is going to do it for us for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you all next time.